We'll discuss all this. Let's welcome in Congressman Jason Smith. Congressman, welcome to the show. Glad to have you tonight. A lot of people concerned about this debt ceiling that we've hit. What does this mean for our economy? Talk to us. We have a president who says he's not even willing to have a conversation with you all. What needs to happen to kind of move this ball forward at this point?
First off, he has to have a conversation with all of us because the House Republicans are determined that in order for a debt limit to be increased, we are going to have to get our fiscal insanity under control. As we've seen, there's been a huge amount of reckless spending. In fact, over the last 2 years of the one-party Democrat control, we saw an increase of $10 trillion in spending, which led to a 40-year high inflation, which led to the fastest rise of interest rates in 40 years as well, which has led to working-class families suffering. So we have to use every tool in the toolbox, and that is making sure that the Democrats come to the table. We find a bipartisan solution that in order to raise the debt limit, that we also put some kind of fiscal restraints in place.
Okay, so right now we know that Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen is saying that they are taking extraordinary measures at the Treasury, but that will run out in June. Republicans are saying that they don't want to default, you don't want to default on our payments. But if something can't happen, I mean, it looks like this may come down to last minute. Are you confident that you will be able to divert a default?
Let's sure hope it doesn't come down to last minute. That's why we're calling on President Biden and Chuck Schumer to start negotiating now. It looks like after using the extraordinary measures, we have until the first week in June. Let's solve the problem right now. Let's not wait to the last moment. So many politicians in Washington love to kick the can down the road. Let's not do it. We will not default. But history proves that back in 2011, when Joe Biden was vice president of the United States, we increased the debt limit, but we also did a caps agreement. And that is the type of approach that we need to be moving forward with. Joe Biden did it as vice president. That was in 2011, the last time the Republicans took the majority. Let's do it now.
Okay, let's talk about your agenda. You are now the chairman of the House Ways and Means Committee. You said that you're going to be aggressive with oversight. What specifically do you want to be aggressive with?
You know, absolutely. First off, the first resolution that we did on the House floor was eliminating the $80 billion to hire the 87,000 IRS agents. But it doesn't start there. We have to get down to the bottom of everything that's going on with the IRS. That's why I'm setting up a whistleblower hotline so that any IRS employee can contact us of anything that we need to be looking at. Also, I think it's extremely important. I want to know why thousands of taxpayers' information was leaked over a year ago. At the same time, within the same week, the Biden administration was trying to push tax increases on those same taxpayers that their information was released. We need to have aggressive oversight over the IRS. We need to have accountability. The IRS is one of the most feared agencies by all Americans. That shouldn't be the case. The IRS needs to work for the people, not target the people.
I know that people are glad to hear that because I know that is a huge concern of the American people. I will say 80,000 IRS employees. We don't know if they all will be agents, right? But there is concern how the IRS has evolved into something that people are so afraid of when they're there to serve the American people. I do want to switch gears with you before we go. You've been a supporter of U.S. aid to Ukraine, and I want your reaction to this story that we have on Newsmax right now. Germany is apparently being accused of blocking the delivery of critical tanks and spare parts to Ukraine. I mean, Germany is a part of NATO. It seems like they're just trying to rely on the U.S. here to support Ukraine. What's your response?
Let me tell you, all of Europe has to pay attention to Ukraine. That's their backyard. The United States, first and foremost, need to take care of their backyard. That should always be our focus. And I have not supported all aid to the Ukraine. There has been one piece of legislation where I did, but not all of it. In fact, this last proposal, I adamantly opposed. And we need to focus first on our priorities. One of those priorities is the southern border. We should have a border. But apparently under this administration, they don't like to take care of it. In fact, 4.5 million people have illegally crossed the southern border. Let's focus there first.
Congressman Jason Smith, appreciate your time this evening. Thanks for being with us.